welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Maria Mgini. To my new subscribers, wherever you are, thank you so much. To my old subscribers, thank you so much. To my viewers, thank you for coming by. To my returning viewers, thank you for coming back. Keep on watching my YouTube videos. Like, share, and comment. Kindly guys, keep on supporting me. Remember, we are in the road to 1,000 subscribers, and guys, I can't reach there without your support. And guys, I told you my video is all about inspiration and giving hope to someone, because it is all about learning from each other. And yeah, we don't need to criticize the situation or somebody or judge from the point of view. So guys, keep on watching, subscribe, share, and like. Okay, today's video, actually today I'm going to talk something very special, and something that I have experienced myself. And as for me, I wouldn't wish someone to go to experience it or to undergo such a situation or a process. So, guys, actually, it is none other than a fibroid. I know most of us, the word fibroid sounds new to us, to some of us, but for those who have gone through the surgery or have gone through that experience, they will tell you how bad it is, uh, and how really it hurts and it makes someone feel. Uh, First, I would start from the beginning. I never knew about the fibroid actually, and the causes and the signs. Yeah, so guys, as I was explaining to you about fibroid, so yeah, I know most of us is a new word. Some of us knew it. Some of us we have come across it on social media, actually, and some of us have experienced it, and some of us have not. But for those who have not experienced it, don't ever wish to experience it, because it is not a good experience. And for me, I wouldn't wish for anyone to undergo through it, guys. So actually, I will start from the beginning, how I find out that I have fibroids and the repercussions that it led me into. So, as I told you from my story, um, I went back to school at the age of 25. And at the age of 25, you're supposed to have a family, maybe, or you have gotten married. Yeah, maybe you have a kid or one or two, depending on your planning. So for me, that is the time I went back to high school. And by by that time, yeah, so by that time, maybe, so this is the time that I went back to school, to high school. So at the school, at the first time to experience this, but I didn't knew actually it was something like fibroids. So at school, first time, um, even no, none knew about it actually, and nobody knew about something called fibroid in entire schools, and even the teachers, sorry to say so. And that's why I'm taking this opportunity, maybe to share something about it. And this one, so uh, what I wish I knew about it earlier so that I could prevent it, but unfortunately, I had to undergo the operation. That one, it was too much, and it was too big. The growth itself, it was too big. It was like a stone. That's what I can say, a size of a watermelon. So that's what, and we shall go step by step, and we see the prevention and the food you can take. That is when we join together. So I'm going to make more videos on this fibroid thing, and it is a disease. It is not a thing actually. So let me say that from the first term in school, it was very smooth. Second, it was smooth. Third, I started to experience some pain when bleeding during my periods. And then I remember I could go and report to the teacher, and the teacher could tell me, just take painkillers, and then you're going to be all right. So I would do so because I have been advised. So it continued like that, months after months after months. So it made me so the first year it was kind of good, but the second year I started to experience some pain uh, whenever I could be on my attending days. That's the period days or menstruation. So I could feel heavily, and I could bleed heavily bleeding, and then prolonged bleeding, and then it could come out as very heavily. And I remember I could use the sanitary towel like 3 packets. Like per day, I would use the 8 pieces of it, the whole of it per day, because it was coming out heavily. And then I was wondering, sometimes it made me to feel dizzy, and so whenever I could start bleeding, I could not go to class that day because of the, I hope you understand. So whenever I could start my periods, I would stay in the dormitory. Yeah, so that one, staying in the dormitory and taking painkillers. I think that painkillers made it difficult because it could cut the bleeding, and then more pain. I could feel more pain. So I was taking the painkillers like paracetamol whenever I experienced that. So I remember there is a day when bleeding, it came really heavily, and then I fainted. When I fainted, they took me to the domicile. It was on Sunday, so there was no teacher in school. There was only school matron. So when they went to call the matron said that, that one is normal. I mean, she's pretending, such kind of words. So I don't really encourage whenever the student go to report, and then the teachers says that the student is pretending. Kindly please find out why the child has taken a step to come forward and report to you, the teachers. Remember, you are the parents of the school. Remember, you are the parents while at school. So it is good to give the listen ear to the student, and please don't ever joke with diseases. Don't ever joke, especially the bleeding disease. Don't ever joke. Women are very delicate. We go through a lot of pain. So it is good to listen and give a solution, or take a step of finding out what causes the girl to bleed, or what causes the heavy bleeding, rather than giving out the painkillers that cause more damage or cause more problem during that time. So when I went to report about the case, or when the matron came, he gave me the painkillers, and he was taken to the dorm, and then yeah, uh, just like that. And they said that maybe I'm hungry. They brought me food. It never worked out. Yeah, so I was left in the dorm. Others went to, that was a day of praise and worship. So they did praise and worship, and then they came to the dormitory. So a friend of mine came and attended to me. She asked me to eat, and then I had no appetite of eating. I wasn't feeling to eat. So the following morning, the principal came to school, and then she called me from class. I was able to go to class, and then she called me out. I went to explain, and then what the principal told me, she told me that is normal to ladies. That is normal. Bleeding is normal, and they should feel proud when you're bleeding. Yeah, I am proud because that is my thing, and that is what makes me a woman. But is it fair for me to bleed painfully or heavily? Because this is not something that I have been experiencing before. It is something that came up uh, abruptly. So I'm really suffering, and someone is telling me that that's normal. I should take it easy. I should be proud of bleeding. Yeah, and then that's become a norm now. Bleeding. So it went until I completed high school. So sometimes I could feel this sometimes I could feel that I'm heavy, or you just feel that some people could even think that I'm pregnant because the stomach kept on growing and increasing each and every time, and I myself uh, heavy, and sometimes I felt symptoms of a pregnant lady, and then it was like I could eat stones, like the way I see some women eating stones when they are pregnant, and then I could admire some things that make that pregnant women do eat, and like people could think that actually I'm pregnant. That was it. So that is after high school. Then one day, it was very painful. Like I couldn't even understood anything whenever I am bleeding. Remember, I could bleed for 2 weeks, for two good weeks non-stop, and then after 1 week, again you're bleeding, and then it is like, are you normal really? So when I felt that pain, I couldn't and withstand the pain for 2 good days. Then the pain came after my period. The pain came after my period. That's when I wanted to find out why am I pregnant, or is it that why is it like this? Why am I feeling like this? Yeah. So I took a step. So after bleeding, after 2 days of stopping bleeding, so I felt that I'm going to bleed again, and then I said no. The stomach was very heavy. I felt pain. My stomach was bloating. Like I have not eaten anything, but my stomach is bloating. So I took an initiative of visiting a doctor. So when I went to the doctor, first I went to the chemistry, to the pharmacy, to buy medicine. So when I went there, the pharmacist asked me where I was feeling pain. I explained to him, he was a man actually. I explained to him, and then he advised me, before I give you the medicine, and nowadays, it is good to visit a doctor to find out why are you feeling that pain and if you have stopped your period. And then it was like, by that I didn't have money to go to the hospital. And then I asked him, can you give me the painkillers, at least to to ease the pain that I was going through. And so by that time, I had boiled everything in the house, at least to ease the pain. But the more I could take, I couldn't even stop. I couldn't even sleep. I tried sleeping in every style, like I could sleep upward, backward, side. I could even sleep down just to feel better. But nothing, actually, nothing was showing. I mean, the pain kept on, like, oh my God, is it like I could feel that now I'm going, this is the time now I'm going. So then the pharmacist said that, no, I can't give you the medicine. You have to go and do the test. For me, I really thank that pharmacist, and I said because of him, I find out the reason why I have been bleeding, and why I have been undergoing the pain, the too much pain. Yeah, so I went there. I went to the hospital for checkup. I went for the test, and then when I went for that test, actually the result was I couldn't explain. I couldn't explain. I couldn't even tell what was that. I couldn't, you know. Then first they told me from the test. Actually, I did ultrasound, I did ultrasound, and then they told me you have a growth. You have growth, and that growth is very big. You have growth, and that growth is very big. So they didn't tell me it was fibroids. So and then I asked, what is the solution? And then they told me, now what you'll do, the next thing you'll do, you see a gynecologist. I didn't know anybody called, I didn't know anyone by the name gynecologist. And then I asked, what is gynecologist and what does he or she do? And then she was like, which part of the world do you come from? You don't know a gynecologist and you are a lady. So guys, some things, uh, it is really a shame, but I urge people to visit gynecologist most of the time, just to find out if you're okay or you are not okay. It is good to visit. It is good to go for a checkup. So you can imagine. So they booked for me again a gynecologist, and I was able to visit. And so before we went for any test, uh, we had a talk, and I explained to him. He was a man actually. I explained to him what I have been going through from step from day one, or from the time I started to experience the much bleeding and heavy bleeding and prolonged bleeding. Remember, I had everything. I had prolonged bleeding, I had heavy bleeding, I had a pelvic pain from the abdomen to downward. So whenever I could bleed, I couldn't go out. I couldn't even, yeah, you understand. For those who uh, do experience heavy bleeding, they can tell you the experience. So you never wish even to go somewhere. So even if you are going for a meeting, you can't be comfortable. Even when you are going you are going, even when you're going to the shop nearby, because you have that fear. You have that fear that what if it falls down? What is it flows down? What are you going to do? What are you going to tell people? So because sometimes it can fill the sanitary pad, and then it comes out, it flow along the leg. So you always have that fear. You are not comfortable actually, even if you are in your own house. So you don't feel comfortable. Whenever you sit down, you keep on checking yourself. Are you datifying your seats or something when you're sleeping? So you have to, maybe if you have a white bed sheets, you have to remove them, because you don't know when it will overflow, and then you datify your bedding. So you don't feel comfortable completely. You don't feel comfortable. Yeah, so guys, for me, it is really painful. Like, yeah. So you can tell, and I really want you people, guys, if you have experienced anything like that, kindly share on the comment section. We want to help people, and we want to, for those who are they don't understand about it, or they don't know anything about it. And then it is something that actually it is not that it causes infertility. It causes an infertility. And for sure, even what the gynecologist told me, whenever when you undergo surgery of fibroids, um, you might not have a child, or you might, so the chances of you becoming pregnant becomes half a half. That's we call 50-50 chances. So guys, when the gynecologist, I explained to gynecologist about it, then he was like, and what have you ever visited a gynecologist? And then I told him, no, in fact, it is here I came to hear to heard about. It is here I heard about gynecologist, but personally, I have never visited. I have been in school, and in school, you know, they take things as, as normal. But like when you go to report, you're told that is normal. You don't have to be afraid. It is normal to bleed, but they don't know what what type of no of what type of bleeding are you bleeding. Yeah, that is the thing. That is the question we should be concerned about. So this one, it goes to the teachers, especially those handling girl child cases, girl child schools. Kindly listen to the student whenever they came to report about bleeding, and if ensure, always keep on checking, and if you feel pain, don't hesitate. Listen, kindly visit gynecologist, or talk to somebody who can listen to you and who can help you. Yeah. So, guys, our conversation continued with the gynecologist, and where so the next step was now to do more ultrasound that could uh, detect what type of growth I was going through, I was carrying in the body, and where were located, and what to do. If actually the gynecologist told me that those were fibroid without even doing the ultrasound to find out what growth were in the stomach. So and then I had to pay for the ultrasound again. That did more tests, and they find that actually I was suffering from fibroid. So guys, I didn't when the gynecologist break the news to me, then I was like, fibroids. Remembering that I have done biology, and I never had our biology teacher talking about anything called fibroids. And then it was because when the gynecologist spoke about fibroids, the mind ran to biology lessons. That's where we learned about diseases, but I never had anything about fibroid. And I was like, gynecologist. And then I was like, doc, what is a fibroid? And how do they develop? How do they come? How did I find myself with fibroid? Then I like, so guys, for me, kindly, if you want to know more, kindly follow my video for next. We for next, I'm going to talk how I found myself with fibroid, and what causes fibroid, and the treatment and everything. So guys, for now I'm going to end there. Guys, kindly comment, share, and like. And if you have an experience, or you know what we can uh, do to help or to encourage someone who is going through that, kindly let me know. We are going to talk more, we are going to share more. I'm going to share, and kindly let me know what we can do. Remember, we are in the road to 1,000 subscribers. Help me to reach there, and comment, like, and share. To my fans wherever you are, don't skip. Kindly watch, like, and share. I love you guys. Thank you so much.